Hello students, welcome to the biology class. In our last session we discussed about the division Pteridophyta. Today we are going to start with very important division of a higher plant, that is Gymnospermy. Gymnospermy, gymno means naked and spermy means seed. And these are the seed bearing plants. So the seed bearing plants are known as spermatophytes, where the ovules are not enclosed in the ovary and seeds are naked and not enclosed in the fruit. The plant represents the diploid sporophytic phase in the life cycle, and they are of a various heights. So the few of them, they are of a moderate height. The example is ginkgo, and that is palm-like, that is your cycas, and tall tree-like, that is your pinus. The tallest gymnosperm is sequoia, that is redwood tree. Plant body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves, and the roots, they are tap roots, and they become associated with other organisms like pinus root harbors, means they are having the association with fungi, and they become mycorrhizae, in which both are being benefited. In cycas, the root cortical cells, they harbor the cyanobacteria, means the blue-green algae, and name of that blue-green algae is nostoc and anabinia, and they are very important for the nitrogen fixation. And the stem, again, that is of a different shape and size. The stem is unbranched in cycas, dichomotes, that is in the ginkgo, and profusely branched, that is in the conifers. Similarly, the leaves are simple in genitum and ginkgo, and needle-like in conifers, and large and pinnately compound, that is in the cycas. So you have to learn about the different types of the branches as well as the different shape of the leaves in the various examples. So the leaves, they show the xerophytic adaptation, means when they can survive where there is a scarcity of water. What are the various adaptation? Number one is thick cuticle, sunken stomata, transfusion tissue and needle-like leaves, so that they can reduce the surface area for the transpiration. And they have a well-developed vascular tissue, that is xylem and phloem. Xylem, they has a tracheate, no vessels are there, and the phloem, they have a sieve cells, whereas in some exceptions, that is your genitum, there is having a xylem vessels too, which helps in the transportation of water as well as the food. And they are heterospory, means they are having two types of the gametes, that is microspores and the megaspores, that is male and female. So at maturity, the certain leaves modified into sporophylls, means they become mature, they are ready for the formation of the gametes, and they compactly arrange into the cones and the strobili. Sporophylls bear sporangia, and spores are produced within the sporangia, because the spores, when they are released, then they can go for the fertilization. Sporophylls, again, they are of two types, that is micro and the mega. Microsporophylls, they are compactly arranged on the central axis, and they are the micro, so they will form the male cone. They bear the microsporangia, where the microspore mother cells undergoes the meiosis to form the microspores, which will behave as your male gametes. Similarly, the megasporophylls are compactly arranged into the female cone, and they remain free and no female cone is formed. They bear megasporangia, that is your ovule, where megaspore mother cells undergoes the meiosis to form the megaspore. So we are having a microspore as well as the megaspore. So the male and the female core, they may be on the same plant, that is bisexual, monoecious, like that of the pinus, or they may be on the different, that is dioecious, like that of the cycas, means they are unisexual. So if the example of the gymnosperm is of bisexual, then that is Pinus, and that is of your unisexual, that is your Cycas. So megasporangia mainly consists of the body called as nucellus, which is protected by the integument, and megaspore mother cell differentiate from the cell of the nucellus, but it is a mass of the cell, and out of the mass of the cell, the one cell will behave as megaspore mother cell, which will undergoes the meiosis to form the tetrad of the megaspore, that is the end product of your meiosis. Meiosis 1 will give 2 tetrad, then meiosis 2 will give the 4 tetrad, that is your 4 megaspores, not tetrad, that is megaspore, that is 2 megaspores, then 4 megaspores, that 4 megaspores are known as the tetrad megaspores, of which 3 degenerate and only 1 will becomes the functional. So here you can see the picture of the ginkgo, then that is a moderate size structure. The functional megaspore that undergoes the repeated mitosis and develop into the multicellular gametophyte, so that one cell will divide into 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8 and so on, and that becomes a multicellular female gametophyte, and 2 to 8 arconia becomes differentiate, and each arconia, that is called as your female gametophyte, will have the one male gamete. So we are having 2 to 8 female gametes. So the pollen grains, they are brought to the surface of nucellus during the pollination, that is with the help of a wind. Each pollen germinates to form the male gamete, and that carried by the pollen tube and discharged at the mouth of the archegonia, means your female gametophyte, where the female gamete is present. So by the pollination, the pollen grain, that is your male gamete, will fall on the surface of the archegonia, that is known as the mouth, and then the fertilization takes place, means the male and the female gamete, they are going to fuse to form the zygote. The process is known as the fertilization, and which will develop into the embryo. Now the embryo will undergo the multiple division to form the new plant. So ovule becomes transformed into the seed, and the female gametophyte retained within the ovule on the sporophyte plant. Embryo development also continue on the parent plant, and the new plant and the new branches are going to be formed. So both the male and the female gametophytes do not have independent existence. So they will be combined together and they form the new plant, that is sporophyte. As in the bryophytes, because they are having their own independent, they can have their own survival, they have their own life cycle. So that's why the gymnosperm exhibit the diplonotic life cycle and alteration of generation, means sporophyte, they will undergo the meiosis, and then there is a, you can say, gametophyte, which is haploid, that is the alteration of generation, but independently they are not existing. Ultimately they are starting from the diploid phase, and with the diploid phase the same as that of the parent. So that's why the life cycle is diplonotic life cycle. The example of the Pinus life cycle is being given, that is they are starting from sporophyte, that is 2n. They are having the male and the female cone. They may be on the same branch, they may be on the different branch, or they may be on the same plant, and then they are having a microsporophyll and megasporophyll. When they become mature, they become functional. Then they will develop the micro and the megasporangia, that is ovule, which out of that sporangia, they will have a functional microspore mother cell and the megaspore mother cell, and that cell undergoes the meiosis, means the reductional division, to form the microspores, which is of half the number of the chromosomes. Now the microspores will form the pollen grains, and megaspore will form the female gametophyte, which is multicellular, and archegonia. So pollen grain and archegonia, they are giving to the gametes, that is your male gamete and your female gamete. Now the fusion of the male and the female gamete is known as fertilization, and the result of fertilization is zygote, which is again 2n, that undergoes the development of the embryo from embryo to the seed, and the seed will form the new plant, that is your sporophyte. So that is known as the life cycle of the gymnosperm, and which is your diplomatic life cycle, that the parent as well as the new plant, that is the same, that is your sporophytic in nature, that is 2n, that is diploid. So with this we finish our this chapter 2, that is kingdom Plantae, in which we discuss the 4 divisions, that is division Thylophyta, commonly known as the algae. Number 2, that is your Bryophyta, known as plant amphibians, and Pteridophyta, that is your first land plants, and this is gymnosperm, which is your higher plants without the, you can say, that is having the seeds but not enclosed in the fruit, that is the naked seeds and non-flowering plants. The next is our angiosperm, that is a flowering plant, but according to the CBSE syllabus, in this session it is not being included. So that's why with this we finish our chapter, that is kingdom Plantae. Go through the chapter very slowly and stepwise so that you can understand it in a better way. Till then, thank you.